my name is Phila Beckham, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share and subscribe and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. If you like Doctor Who, I'm giving away Doctor Who DVDs. This DVD box set, Dalek War, features 2 stories, Frontier in Space and Planet of the Daleks from 1973, both with Jon Pertwee, one with the Master. Fantastic stories. All you have to do to win it is subscribe to the channel and like, share with the hashtag in the comment, Dalek War, and you can put that in Facebook, Twitter, wherever. I'm going to do the drawing. I think on Sunday would be, what's Sunday or Sunday? Today's the 7th. And what day's today? It's Tuesday? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that makes sense. On Sunday, January 12th, I'll be on the TARDIS Zone doing a panel after the next episode of Doctor Who. We'll do the drawing then, as if Noel's okay with it. We'll do the drawing then, and then I'm going to be a lot more giveaways as the next couple of months go on. But this video is not about that at all. We are talking about Star Wars and skullduggery and what's the word I'm thinking of? The trouble is, I live in Israel, and so I know a smattering of Hebrew. But the more Hebrew I learn, I've lived here for over 10 years. My kids know Hebrew. I get them to translate for me. But the more Hebrew I learn, the more English I forget. So I'm not proficient in Hebrew in any way, and now I've lost my proficiency in English. So instead of being bilingual, I'm unlingual. But there is disagreement in Toontown, in Disney. There is some Disney skullduggery and shenanigans, I think, going on. On one hand, we have Bad Robot putting out, the editor that works for J.J. Abrams, putting out the story that J.J. Abrams had his hands tied making The Rise of Skywalker. So all this is really spin to explain why The Rise of Skywalker is such an objectively bad movie. You know, it had the feeling to me of being like an abbreviation. Like, you know, when you see when they do like previously on Battlestar Galactica, and you get like a small video montage showing you what's previously happened. That's what this whole movie seemed like. It just going from one thing to other, and it just objectively was not a good movie. So the story being put out right now is that JJ had his hands tied, and he wanted to do 2 movies, or at least one 3.5-hour movie or 3-hour movie, and Disney said, "No, thou shalt not do a 2 movies or 3.5-hour movie." And look, if they're going to do 2 movies, they should have really done an alternative episode 8, shouldn't they? Do you remember when Rise of Skywalker came out and people were like, just like, they couldn't believe. If you ever see the producers, there's a great bit in it where they produce this horribly tasteless play called Springtime for Hitler, and they have this huge opening number, Springtime for Hitler and Germany. And it's just like the most tasteless thing one could possibly. This was in the 60s, so it wasn't so far past the war. The war was like the war was to them what the Backstreet Boys were to us in terms of time that's gone by. So, you know, it was still kind of raw and real. And so then you have a picture of the audience after the opening number, and it was like, it's like the worst thing ever. Anyway. When that came out, there was a GoFundMe put out, which was lambasted by everybody really, but to raise funds to make a alternative episode 8. And it turns out that's really what JJ wanted to do, and what he really should have done. They should have just said, we're going to do an alternative take, because there's no way of digging yourself out of that hole. And I just think Kathleen Kennedy didn't want to lose so much face. Or Disney, or everybody, really. It really would have been a massive admission of failure. But anyway, so he said he wanted to do 2 movies or a 3.5-hour movie. Had to be released on December 12th, 2019. And he could, you know what? Nobody's holding a gun to your head. Nobody's holding a gun to your children's head. You could have just said no. I don't think it's possible to deliver what you want in those parameters. I think you had them over a barrel. I don't think they really could have gone to anyone else. And JJ, if you had done that, what you should have done there is work with a real scriptwriter, just like you did with The Force Awakens. Force Awakens, I enjoyed it. I hoped it was going to go somewhere. It didn't, but I enjoyed it. And I think that's because you work with a real scriptwriter. You work with Lawrence Kasdan on it. Even though he's not the greatest, you work with a real scriptwriter, and it made such a difference. This was a compressed, mismatched headache. It wasn't a movie at all. You know, I would love to go. I'd love to show this movie. Go back in time and show it to some of the critics that hated the original Star Wars. Yeah, there's a great YouTube video with Cisco and Ebert debating this very po-faced reviewer, probably from New York or something like that, who just hated the '77 Star Wars New Hope. I'd love to show that post-faced guy Rise of Skywalker and just watch his face melt. His face would be like that guy from Indiana Jones and the no, it's called Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, the Nazi guy's face melts. That's what he would be like. So that's one story going around. The second story going around is that Disney deliberately sabotaged the Rise of Skywalker so it would fail. Okay, and the reasons behind that bizarre choice was because J.J. Abrams had signed up to work for Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers has all the DC characters, and the only superhero cinematic universe that looked like it could challenge the Marvel Cinematic Universe was the DC one. So they want to attack JJ's bankability by having him make a terrible movie, and so people won't want to go and see it. So he won't make a movie that people will want to go and see in the future. So he won't want to make it like a Superman movie that anybody would want to see because they hated Rise of Skywalker so much, thus protect the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, the only person who would believe such a thing, I think that's a workable and a sane idea, would be a Hollywood movie executive. But maybe even not them. So yeah, I don't really believe that rumor either. I think it just sounds too stupid for words. And honestly, the biggest danger to the Marvel Cinematic Universe is Disney. It is Disney. It's Marvel Disney. What was it? Ricky Gervais this week he hosted the Golden Globes, and he gave a message that was so incredibly important to Hollywood, which includes J.D. Abrams, which includes Bob Iger, which includes Kathleen Kennedy. All these factors that are fighting with each other. He said to them, if you do win an award tonight, this was at the Golden Globes, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You know nothing about the world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. And how right he was. And how, like, that we had to have somebody say that to you. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, so I really don't believe that theory, that rumor either. It's just too stupid for words. But they are too stupid for words, so it could be true, isn't it? Fine. So you got that rumor going around, and then you have the third rumor that there's going to be a move after they've released the Rise of Skywalker and expected us all to go and consume it, to go and buy the Blu-ray. I'm not, okay? I've been out since Rise of Skywalker. I've been out since Last Jedi. I'm not buying. You got to make a good movie for me to buy it. I would have bought a bad Star Wars movie in the past just so I'm completely no more. And so I'm not buying this. The sequel trilogy is meaningless to me. It's nothing to me, and it's all from your decision. But there is So the idea is once they've released the movie on Blu-ray, then they're going to give it a second release. I would think my guess will be on Disney Plus, where they could do like a 3-hour version, a 5-hour. Like watching it seemed to be like an abbreviated recap. I think they could. They may even shot it like this way initially, with the idea that the real final version would be like a 5-hour version, like a mini series, which they could then drop on Disney Plus. So then we have all the different factions vying against each other, trying to explain how they made such a objectively bad movie and how they destroyed one of the most profitable franchises of all time. And you know how you did it? You know how it wasn't that anybody had secret plans or anyone was forced to do something. No, none of that. It was simply because you're entitled and inefficient and you've been allowed to be bad at your jobs for your entire lives. That's really the bottom line. You need people who are kind of hungry, and you get, I think Hollywood hires, the entertainment industry in general hires on lines of identity politics. It hires people because of this. They hire people mainly because they know you. But if they don't know you, and you have the right skin color, the right politics, the right sexual orientation, ethnicity, whatever. If you have the thing in you that makes the person hiring you feel good about themselves, about hiring you, you're probably going to get hired. The only reason people should be hired is because they do good movies and they want to make good movies. And I think that's why the entertainment industry is crumbling. Firstly, you just have not been doing a good enough job, and now you use whatever platform you have to spout your political views, which mostly are moronic and idiotic. So I just want to say to both parties. I want to say to J.J. Abrams, the Bad Robot, Disney, Bob Iger, all parties involved. Guys, there's no need to fight. We can all agree on one thing. And in fact, I think JJ and Bob Iger, Disney, Bad Robot, can join with the Phantom Menace. We can join and we can agree on one thing. Wouldn't that be incredible? Wouldn't it be a wonderful moment of unity? And what's the one thing we can agree on? Is that Kathleen Kennedy sucks. Kathleen Kennedy is the worst person at her job at all time. Why don't we all just agree on that? Let's blame her and move on. My name is Phila Beck and the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. Don't forget the hashtag Dalek War to win those DVDs. Have a great day.